people need to eat more protein. I mean, that's flat out. You can't overeat protein. You just can't do it. So if you want to, I talk to people every week. I'm like, look, if you just ate like steak every day, you would be super lean. You wouldn't have any body fat on you because you can't eat enough steak to get fat.
Welcome back to Torch Talk, the show where we spotlight bold leaders growing their businesses and communities with grit and purpose. Today's guest is Craig Nolletti, owner of the Warehouse Gyms. The Warehouse Gym in Worcester is 27,000 square feet, 24/7 training facility built on grit, inclusivity, and real community. He has spent years shaping the gym piece by piece, creating a space packed with everything from strongman and powerlifting setups to turf, specialty machines, and free weights. Today, we'll talk about how he brought that vision to life, built a culture that keeps people coming back, and why Warehouse has become a local hub for getting stronger inside and out. So welcome to Torch Talk, Craig.
Thank you.
I'm excited to have you on the show today. I think half of our team works out at one of your gyms.
Okay.
So we definitely have some fans here at Fierce. We get to see their lifting pictures on Instagram. So, okay, well, tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, and then we'll get into how you ended up where you're at.
Well, I currently run 4 gyms, all Warehouse gyms that I started. Worcester, Medina, Ashland, and Ontario, which is over by Mansfield. But I started back in 2013 when I opened CrossFit Worcester originally. And then a year later, I opened CrossFit 419 in Ashland and ran the 2 CrossFit gyms for a couple years while still working my full-time job. And ran CrossFit Worcester for about a year, and then I quit my full-time job to open the second CrossFit location. And then shortly after that, I opened a 24-hour gym in Worcester next to my CrossFit gym, and then I opened another 24-hour gym in Ashland next to that CrossFit gym. That one I called the Warehouse Gym, and it was in a true warehouse, an industrial park, basically. And then, we ended up buying property, building a building, and opening the Warehouse Gym in Ashland and CrossFit 419 in the same building. And then since then, I've since sold both of my CrossFit gyms. It was a great business. I think CrossFit is a great workout program for most people. Gets you in shape really fast. You get instruction from a coach. It's a great program, but it's just not a business that I wanted to run anymore. So I ended up selling both of those gyms and put all my business focus toward the 24-hour gym business model.
So where were you doing before you started the gyms, and where did your passion for fitness and kind of working out come from?
Well, I started working out when I was 14, which was about 27 years ago now. And I didn't really have any role model specifically. I just knew that exercise would change your body. So I decided that's what I wanted to do. And I've done pretty much everything in the fitness world in that period of time. Running, distance running. I did kettlebell training, bodybuilding, powerlifting, CrossFit for a long time. I've just enjoyed the physical challenge of working out. I don't know where really that came from, but I've always enjoyed it. I've never quit working out. I think in the last 20 some years, I may have taken 7 or 8 days off consecutively. I just like being in the gym. I like the way working out makes you feel. I like having a strong body. My career, though, I guess before the gym world was I was a felony probation officer for Wayne County for about 4 years. I worked in corrections. I worked with juvenile sex offenders for a while. I worked at children's services for a while. So that was kind of my career path out of college, was the criminal justice field.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
That's a lot different.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so since you have had the warehouse gyms, you have 4 locations now.
Yes.
How many employees do you guys have?
Um, um, between part-time and full-time, probably 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was expecting you to say more than that. It doesn't take that. I was maybe 10 per location, but not
No.
that much, huh?
No, I keep, I try to keep my staffing to a minimum. I try to keep good staff. So I'm very careful with hiring and who I keep around. I don't, I like people that show up to work.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And it's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I was on another interview. We were talking about how hard it is to find employees, to retain them, and the training and the hiring process is just really difficult. And then once you get them, you want to keep them. So
Yes.
finding a right fit for
Right.
your culture and your team and all of the things.
Yeah. Yeah.
What have been some of your, so tell us the model of Warehouse Gym. Is it just membership? You come in, you just work out on your own? Like, what does that look like?
Yeah, so with the gyms now, we've taken advantage of technology. So we have an app called Gym Master.
Okay.
So you can actually get a day pass or a membership, whatever we offer, right on your phone. And then you can access the gym, unlock the door with your phone.
Wow.
So there's no need to come in and meet with staff or sign up with paperwork or worry about us trying to sell you stuff. You can literally, Christmas morning, if you want, get a day pass, walk up to the gym door, click the check-in button, unlock the door, and go work out.
Okay.
So that's our primary business model is gym memberships. We just provide a place where people can come and work out, whether they live in the area or whether they're visiting from out of town. It's very easy to pay for a day pass or membership and use the gym. And the gyms are 24/7. We never close them. I set the gyms up and I run the gyms as if I'm a member there because that's where I work out too. And so every decision I make with the gyms just goes back to what I would want if I was a customer. So every decision I make reflects that. I just want to make it easy to get in the gym, use the gym, and I think my gyms have probably the best variety and the best quality gym equipment around. I really don't know where you would have to go to find more variety of equipment.
Give me an example like that variety of equipment. What does that look like?
Well, if you go into a lot of chain gyms, they'll have one line of equipment. They'll have one brand. So, like a gym might have all Life Fitness equipment. Life Fitness is a fine brand, but they surely don't make every piece at the top end. So they might have a couple pieces of equipment that are great, some that aren't so great. So I handpick everything. Like everything at all the gyms is something I picked out.
So you're more looking for what is the best treadmill or the best weight lift or the best this instead of just saying, oh, let's do a brand deal and I'll get a discount by buying everything from you.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So I travel a lot, use different equipment. I talk to a lot of gym owners. So I'd like to think that my gyms have the best gym equipment. I put a lot of effort into it. We put a lot of money into quality equipment. Most of the stuff I buy some new equipment sometimes that you can't find used, but I find a lot of equipment I'll travel and go pick it up and move it myself and just save a lot of money that way.
Okay. Any fun success stories since you've been in the gym industry for now 12 years? I'm sure you get to see some pretty big transformations with members and different types of stories. Any standout stories to you?
Yeah, when I was coaching CrossFit, when I was running the CrossFit gyms, we worked more closely with people, so we had more to do with their results. But I have a ton of before and afters of people that have lost 50 pounds, 100 pounds. Completely life-changing stuff. And I don't take credit for that. They did all the work, but, we provided a place and the coaching and the nutrition knowledge for them to make the changes. So
it's fun to be a part of people's transformation.
Oh, yeah.
Like to be a part of the journey with them. What impact do you think? So, obviously we're a business. We usually interview business owners, and I would say a lot of business owners or leaders would say they don't have time. It's too much. And it's obviously something really important to you and you've never stopped. So what advice do you give to people like peers who also own a business, who have busy lives? Like what are you saying to them about what they should and shouldn't be doing? Like,
You mean
like why work out? Like
working out
yeah,
in
like
general?
well, and I
Take
just
care of your
think
health?
yeah, right. What impact does this have to their health? How should
Well,
they any advice
I
on how to
mean,
make time for it? Like you've obviously been super
yeah.
consistent.
It's interesting you say that because it's if someone were to tell you, hey, you know what, I don't have time to change oil in my car. I don't have time to change the tires. I just don't have time. You would look at someone like they're crazy, right? You're going to drive your car around until it burns up. But if someone says that about their own body, that's fine. That's acceptable.
It's
like,
acceptable,
oh,
right?
yeah, you don't have time to exercise. Oh, but it's like, well, okay, I get it. But it's like, no, you can't buy a new body. You can buy a new car, but once you ruin your body or let it fall apart and deteriorate, you're stuck with it. So it's just sad because some people take better care of their vehicle than their body. They do less maintenance on their body. So I guess that's what I would say. It's like not exercising and not eating well is kind of the same as smoking. Like you can't get away with it basically. Like your body's only going to last. It's only going to fight off chronic illness. It's only going to fight off, all the debilitating diseases we get as long as you take care of it, So your body, it's interesting to me because your body will work so hard to keep you alive. Like that's all it does is survive. And everything you do, everything you eat is either moving you towards survival or your body's going to have to try to fight to survive whatever you're doing to it. So if you're inactive, if you never get your heart rate up, if you eat sugar and eat bad stuff all the time, your body's going to hit a point where it can't help it. It can't do anything anymore. And, that's when you end up getting cancer. That's when you end up getting heart disease and diabetes. It's not like it just randomly happens. It's years and years of neglect and poor choices that make you sick. I guess that's what I would say is don't take better care of your car than you do your own body.
Any practical tips for how to make that? Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
if you do have like, I have 4 kids, I run a business, my life is really crazy. So what makes it practical?
I mean, I get up at 4 or 4:30 every morning and I work out for a little while, probably an hour. If you are a business owner, you kind of have to, because as soon as everyone else in the world wakes up, they're calling you, they're texting you, they need stuff. You're going to get distracted. So you need to get up before everybody else. Like I'm sure it can be done otherwise, but just like today, I got up, I did my cardio this morning, but then I wanted to work out this afternoon, but I got busy at work and I had like 15, 20 minutes. I got a quick workout in, but that's why I got up early, because I knew I was going to have to get something done early.
I was just talking with a friend who was doing distance running and I said, if it doesn't happen in the morning, it's not happening. And not even that, but I might have time in the evening, but I'm exhausted in the evening. By 7:00, I am done.
Well, working out is it's mental as well. So depending on what goes on during the day, like there's certain days where I'm like, I can't mentally work out.
Yeah.
I'm done. And so I've never heard anyone regret working out. I've never heard anyone regret, like, no one's ever said, man, I wish I wouldn't have worked out for those 10 years.
Yeah.
Like,
or even the one day when you're like, I don't want to
Yeah.
go. And then you go show up and you're never like,
Yeah.
oh, dang, I wish I hadn't done that.
Yeah, you always feel better. I mean, your body tells you, like, your body feels better after you exercise. Your body's telling you, hey, do this again. You need to keep doing this. Nowadays, there's so many drugs and pharmaceuticals and stuff that people go after because it's easy to feel better, essentially, to feel better or try to maintain their health, which never works. I mean, that's not a lasting fix at all. So yeah, true. It's easy for me to have the business I do because it's effective. Like, it's not like I'm selling snake oil. It's like, look, you need to exercise, you need to eat healthy if you want to live a long life. Nobody is in a rest home because they're too strong. Like, they're all there because they can't get up out of a chair. They can't get off the ground if they fall down. So it's like, hey, I'm working out regularly so I don't end up there.
What's your favorite workout? Like, you've done a lot of different things, and I'm sure you go through different phases where different things are favorite. What right now, what's your favorite thing to do?
Bodybuilding.
Okay.
That's kind of where I started. I mean, that's what it's all. I was thinking the other day, they should teach in middle school health that you're a bodybuilder, that everybody is, because we truly are, whether you like it or not. Everything you eat, every activity you do or don't do, you're changing your body. You're determining the way your body looks, the strength of your body, the weakness of your body, the mobility. Everybody determines that. And I think that's overlooked by a lot of people. They don't.
It feels a little bit like, even with kids, we're afraid to talk about like health, nutrition, body, weight. Like, it's almost like you don't want to talk about that because
you might upset somebody.
Well, and I have 4 girls, so we're also like, we're not trying to give anybody.
Yeah.
You don't want to create an issue where there's not an issue, but there is a level of just health where you're like, hey, like, it's not don't eat that because you're going to get fat, but it's more don't eat that because it's going to make you not feel good. And it might not even hit you for 40 years. But keep doing that for. I actually had this conversation with my daughter this morning. My youngest is 9, and she's been having stomach issues. We went to the doctor, and the doctor says, you got to stop eating all of your processed snacks, right? Like, we need to eat healthy things. And I had to have a fight with her this morning. She doesn't feel good, sits at the doctor, and this morning she's fighting me because she wants to take a Pringles for her snack. And I'm like, girl, okay, you're going to have to, I mean, obviously I'm going to guide her choices right now, but at some point you're going to have to make these choices for yourself. What is the best thing for me? How do I want to feel? And there's a direct connection to both the movement and what you put in your body. Yeah.
If you, I mean, when we just had Thanksgiving, I had probably more desserts than any of you guys here. I love dessert. Like, I'm not above that. I'm not beyond that. I love eating food just like everybody else. I eat a ton of food. But I make sure that most of the food that I eat just during the week or during the day is protein. That's the one thing almost everybody undereats. No one eats enough protein. So you got to eat protein, and then you can fill in the rest of the gaps with some carbs and fat. Sugar is the worst thing you're going to eat. I mean, if you think of sugar, just think this is going to make me fat when you're eating it, because that's what it does.
Or not feel good.
Yeah, you're spiking your blood sugar but I tell people all the time, if you want to get as fat as possible, just drink full sugar pop. There's nothing better if you want to get fat and unhealthy than drinking sugar. There's no nutritional value in it.
Hey, all you Coke drinkers at Fierce, regular straight Coke.
Drink diet for sure.
Well, we have fights over regular Coke versus Coke Zero. So.
Oh, what's the fight there?
Oh, what is the fight exactly? Thank you. I like the Coke Zero. We have some who want the real stuff.
Well, I'm sure the real Coke probably is better. It tastes better, but
I actually don't think it does.
I've
tasted it, and now I'm like, oh.
I love Diet Coke and Coke Zero both, and the Diet Cherry Coke.
I've been looking for there's a holiday creamy vanilla Coke.
Okay.
And they have it in Zero somewhere, but we haven't found it yet. So
that would be good.
And it's Santa Claus is on the can, so.
Nice.
This will air after Christmas, so just for all we're filming before Christmas, so it's that time of year. Do you guys, so now you have the warehouse gym, people come and just kind of guide through working out on their own.
Yes.
But is there a space for members where they can get kind of food or nutrition advice still, or is that something you don't really get involved with anymore?
I mean, I'm happy I talk to people all the time about it if they want that information. But I guess with our gym model, it's kind of more of they're essentially renting the gym to work out in. Yeah. So there's no program set up for anything like that at this point. Okay. Not unless they come to me and ask about it. We have some trainers that will train people and give them some nutrition advice. I don't talk about nutrition a whole lot just because I get so much you get so much feedback on it.
Oh,
Everybody's got an opinion. And,
there's a lot of content on the internet, and
yeah.
you can find, you can literally find evidence to support any diet, any movement, any. It's actually
Yes.
a little bit annoying because you're
Yeah.
like, well, they're all everything. All the evidence says everything is right.
Yeah, there's I just go by off of my own experience, you know, because I've done it all, tried it all, and I've seen literally thousands of people that I've trained and coached. So, like, I know what works. I mean, maybe everything I say isn't perfect, but I do know what it takes to be optimally healthy. People need to eat more protein. I mean, that's flat out. You can't overeat protein. You just can't do it. So if you want to, I talk to people every week. I'm like, look, if you just ate like steak every day, you would be super lean. You wouldn't have any body fat on you because you can't eat enough steak to get fat. Like, you can't, it's just not possible. And people are always shocked by that. Like, you probably don't want to eat steak all the time, like, because you would get tired of it, but that's the truth. If you just ate meat, you would not be fat. You would be in very good shape. And then, you know, there's, everyone always asks, because I eat probably a dozen eggs every day. And people always bring up the cholesterol thing, and your cholesterol will not be bad from eating eggs, from eating whole eggs, from eating red meat. That is not what messes your cholesterol up. It's sugar, processed foods. That's what screws your cholesterol up. If you don't believe me, try it. You know, I tell people all the time, try it on yourself and see. Go to your doctor, get your blood work done, and then try whatever you're going to do for 2 months, and then go back and do it. Check your blood work. Don't buy into all of the studies that were funded by big food and big pharma, because they're not out for your best interest at all. Experiment with your own body. I mean, don't believe everything everybody says. Try it yourself and see what works. I mean, that's what I've done. I'm always very skeptical of anything I hear, so I do some research on it, but I feel like after enough years in it, I've kind of figured out what you need to do to be healthy and in shape.
It's so interesting to me. I wonder how much you see this too. So like when my husband and I will be doing things together, like men and women are so different. So what works for him doesn't work for me. And when we try to do the same things, and then I get really frustrated because he just stops drinking regular pop and loses 20 pounds in a month. And I'm like gaining 5 pounds. That's really annoying. So it's just interesting to see the difference between, like, you have to try what works for you, because our body chemistries might just be a little bit different and things like that. Regardless, nobody should be having sugar. I'm just saying, like, the amount of meat or what works, different carb variances and things like that. Okay. Is there any challenge that, like, you've had to really push through since starting Warehouse Gym? Has there ever been a season where you've, you know, like, was it hard? Like, how was starting the business, and how did you end up with the 4 locations that you had?
Well, I mean, I finally started my first gym, CrossFit Worcester, just because I had been telling everybody that eventually I wanted to open a gym. And I was 29, I think, at the time. I just got to the point where I was like, I'd rather just do this and fail than be 70 years old someday and be like, well, yeah, I wish I would have tried. So I finally got tired of hearing myself talk. And I decided I'm going to do this whether I'm ready to or not. And when I signed my lease for my first space I rented, my lease and all my bills at home, my paycheck did not cover. So there's never a good time, you know. If you keep waiting, you're just going to be further behind the competition. So if you're going to do something, if you're passionate about it, you need to go for it.
Do it scared.
Yeah, you're never gonna, no one's ever going to come along and be like, hey, now's the time. It's never going to happen. So you have to be passionate about it, though, because you're going to work for free or very little money for quite a while until you get the ball rolling. And that's where you have to love what you do. If you don't love what you do, you're not going to do it for free for very long. You're going to, you know, give up and go do something else. So.
And it takes a lot of work and energy to get something off the ground started. And bring all the people in and
Yeah, there's no blueprint for opening and running a business, really. You know, you have to kind of figure it out on your own. You have to trial and error. I think the biggest thing I've seen is knowing something's wrong with your business or something's not quite right and just not acting on it. I've learned that it's better to take action even if it's wrong than to let it just keep going, you know. Follow your gut instinct. I moved one of my gyms one time. I moved my gyms around a lot because I started off really small locations with stuff and needed bigger locations. So I remember I moved one of my gyms once to a location that I wasn't real fond of. I had a bad gut feeling about it, but I did it anyway, and then regretted it, and thankfully got out of that situation. But yeah, I didn't listen to my gut. You know, I just did what I wanted to do in my mind, knowing something wasn't quite right about it, and so I learned from it.
I was going to say, you learned a lesson, I'm sure. There's always a lesson to be learned in the hard thing.
Yeah. And charge what you're worth. Small businesses, a lot of times, they don't charge enough. I see that a lot with other small gyms like mine. They undercharge severely for their memberships and a lot of other things and discount things. And it's one thing we don't do. We don't have deals or sales or discounts. Our prices are what they are. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't, then there's probably other places for you. But holding to that, you know, it's like I know what my gyms are worth. So I would encourage other small business owners to don't be afraid to charge what you need to charge to get by.
Overcome the fear of the price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got to make it make sense. It's got to work for everybody. Yeah. Not just your customer.
Yeah. That one is a hard one. I understand that. We've been in business for 5 years, and I feel like, I mean, we're in the middle when it comes to pricing, but it's just it's definitely been something that we've grown. And it is always a little bit scary when you're like, okay, this is our new price.
Yeah.
Is it gonna fly?
Yeah.
So
I think as long as you're offering a service or product that matches what you're asking, you know,
yes,
you should be fine.
bring the value.
Yeah.
And would you pay for it yourself? Like I always think, you know, would I want the results of what I'm bringing, and would I pay this price? So
Yes.
I'm curious. So you've been, you know, through the process. What is the future like? What do you see the next 5 years look like for Warehouse? Do you want more locations? Do you feel comfortable where you're at? What does that look like?
I think the plan is to open 10 gyms, 10 locations eventually. I mean, I guess you want to set up your businesses so eventually someday somebody can buy it. At least that's what I would encourage business owners to do if you're not already, is start planning for your business to sell someday, because you're not going to live forever. So whether you sell it to a family member or somebody else, you want to have something put together that's something someone can purchase. So I think that's my goal, is to improve the quality of my gyms and open new locations, buy the properties, if it makes sense. We tried to buy a building in Fairlawn and just couldn't work out a deal with the seller, so we passed on it. So that's life, I guess. But yeah, I'd like to keep expanding and opening more locations. I enjoy opening gyms, probably more than running them, honestly. I like taking...
You like the new...
Yeah, I like taking a building that's empty or not being used and seeing people come in there and use it for their own good, you know. I think that's fun. I enjoy that.
I think it's an interesting point that you bring up, to say that business owners should start the business with selling in mind. It is a mistake that I see a lot of people make, because usually they're doing something they're passionate about and they like to do the work, and then they keep themselves involved with the business for so long that they never really can sell it, or not sell it at the value of what it could be. If the business is dependent on you to run, then it's less valuable if you're not in it. And if you're trying to build a legacy for yourself, for retirement, or for your children, and you want to be able to, you have to think through that future. And I just see so many business owners that don't think through that portion of.
A lot of business owners create themselves a job.
Yeah.
They
That
make
they
themselves,
think they like.
Well, they make themselves a job. It's like, well, you don't work for anybody, but you are the worker. So you don't work for someone, but you're an employee still for yourself. If you don't go to work, your business is off. It's not running. It's not making money, which is kind of how you start, but eventually you have to get to the point where you can step back from your business. You can sit at home for a day and your income doesn't change. That should be the objective. And then, that doesn't happen right away. There's, unless you're super lucky. But over time, you need to get to the point where you can take a week out of the business. You can take 2 weeks. You can take a month away and nothing changes. That should be the objective of most business owners.
I'm going to start testing that on my employees. I'm going to see how long I can go.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
I know I can go a week. I don't know
Yeah.
if I could go a month. That's the test.
And there's no right or wrong. I mean, quite honestly, I would rather just create myself a job and work for myself than to work for somebody else. So you're still ahead, But like you said, you can't sell a business if you're the main employee. Because nobody with money that can afford to buy a business wants to buy a job for themselves.
Right.
They're
And they
gonna
don't
buy-
want to have to depend on you
No.
to be there to run it.
They want to buy something that they can tweak and make more money with. Not that they have to put their hard hat on and go to work there.
I wonder sometimes too how much of that is an ego thing because our businesses are us. And so when if your business doesn't need you, where does that leave you? And that is just what I see sometimes. And it's I don't even think most people are even aware of that portion of how intertwined their identity and their ego is tied up with what they're doing in the business. But that's actually devaluing the business by not really thinking through that portion of it.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of where I got with CrossFit is I was super involved in CrossFit for years. I helped grow the gyms with my staff to really, really successful CrossFit gyms. And, but I got to the point where I stepped back from coaching and, it just wasn't, I just didn't enjoy it at that time. It was like I was still kind of running the business, but I wasn't super involved with it. And it just didn't seem fair to the gym members. I think CrossFit's a little bit of a unique business model because I have yet to really find a CrossFit gym where the owner is completely disconnected, where they're detached. It's one business where it's almost like it needs that heart and soul.
Yeah, I was
to
good.
be
I mean, I
involved.
was thinking cultish, but
It is. It's
a
like
little
it's
like
like a
that. Like you
church.
need you need a very clear leader with a
Yeah.
vision, and people will follow that.
Yes. Now you could have a manager or a really good staff member or coach that takes that role. But then you always risk if they move on and open their own gym, then they've got all the people that followed you, that's their leader. So I just guess for long term, in my mind, I was like, I just don't want to own CrossFit for any longer. I was like, I'm ready to move on and do something different. And the 24-hour gym model is nice because most people don't care what I'm doing or who I am or what I have to say. And I like that. So I don't get to my Medina gym very much because I live quite a ways from it, but it's always fun to go up there because I talk to people and stuff and they don't know who I am or anything. And it's kind of nice because I can get some real feedback.
You can go like undercover boss.
Yeah,
on them.
pretty much. Yeah. So
Get some feedback.
yeah, but I was like, if you want to run a successful business, that's kind of where you need to be at with it is, I just didn't felt like I was under a magnifying glass a lot as a CrossFit gym owner. And, it just was a right move for me. So I'm happy that I did it.
So to kind of summarize some of the conversation of what we had, is there a piece of advice, if you go back to your younger self, you're starting off in your career, or somebody who's thinking about starting a business, do you have, you kind of said it earlier, just start, like, I'm just summarizing, like, what's one piece of advice you'd give to somebody starting off new?
Well, the one thing right now that I have over anyone else starting a 24-hour gym would be all my connections, my network. When I first opened my gyms, I had no network, so I didn't really have connections to get equipment. I didn't have people that I could call to say, hey, can you paint this room? Can you put a sign out front? Can you put lights in the parking lot? Can you pave the parking lot? I didn't have any of that. Mm-hmm. And I didn't realize how important that was until just a few years ago. I put all this together and I was like, well, now if something, because everything's going to go wrong. Like all sorts of stuff is going to go wrong in your business, but it's just how quickly can you correct it? Mm-hmm. And having those people that you can contact that are going to fix the issue, mm-hmm. that's everything. So I think right from the start, same topic, one thing I used to do, if something went wrong in the business, I would get mad, I would get frustrated, but I realized that doesn't fix anything. And so now things go wrong, I expect it to go wrong. Mm-hmm. Like nothing is going to go great forever.
Nothing
things are going to happen.
You.
So now I just think, okay, Craig, you're supposed to learn here. What are you supposed to learn? Mm-hmm. So I learn from it, move on, fix it. And then I'm like, okay, well, next time that happens, then I already know what to do. Mm-hmm. So I think you just have to change your perspective on things. You can't be pessimistic. You have to stay optimistic, because that's a really, really fast downward spiral. If you start thinking negative thoughts about your business, you have to stay positive. You have to focus on your customers you do have. Don't look over their shoulder and see who's coming in the door. Provide your customers with the best experience you can, and they will bring you more customers. Mm-hmm. But as soon as you start neglecting your customers and looking for the new ones, that's when things kind of start to go wrong, I think.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's true for any business.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
it's true for our business, for yours.
Yep.
For sure. It's much easier to take care of the clients that you have than try to get new ones anyway. So if you just focus on what's here, they'll become your advocates, your brand ambassadors.
Yes.
So
I try to, with my gyms, I always think if you go to a really good restaurant, mm-hmm. or if you go to Disney World, or if you go somewhere that's really cool and unique, you want to take other people there, right? You want to tell them about it, and you want to take them there. You want to see them experience it for the first time. So that's what I do with my gyms. I lay the gyms out, and I set them up visually, aesthetically, and I create the gyms to the point when someone walks in, they're like, wow, this mm-hmm. is cool. Mm-hmm. It's not cookie cutter. If you walked into all four of my gyms, they're all four different. They have the same basic equipment. They have the same necessities, but every single one you walk into is a different vibe. Mm-hmm. And I love that about it because, there's a lot of gym chains out there, big time gym chains, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think they're boring. Mm-hmm. Like if I go in a gym in Ohio and then I go to the same place in Missouri, it's all the same thing. Like the only difference is the outside. It's like everything's the same in here. And it's like, I guess that's okay for some people, but that's boring to me. Mm-hmm. I want to go somewhere. I want to see some different equipment. I want to see some different stuff, And so that's what I try to do is I try to create an experience that when you walk in, you're like, okay, I've got to get Billy next time. I got to bring him. I got to bring my mom here. She's going to love this. Mm-hmm. So that's what I try to focus on. And I try to keep my gyms really nice. Everything's updated. I don't have broken stuff laying around. I don't have beat up stuff. I don't trash and dirt everywhere. Like we really, despite how big the gyms are, we do a pretty good job with keeping them nice and clean and, mm-hmm. And if you do that, people respect it and they take better care of stuff. But your staff, and especially, people coming to the gym are not going to take better care of your gym than you do. Mm-hmm. So you have to lead the charge there. Absolutely.
Okay, well, I really appreciate you coming on to talk today. Tell us where we can find out more about Warehouse Gyms.
I'd probably just go on Instagram.
Okay.
If you look up the Warehouse Gyms, oddly enough, was available. So it's the Warehouse Gyms. We have one page, kind of covers all the gyms, but then they each, Worcester Warehouse Gym, Medina Warehouse Gym, Ashland, Ontario Warehouse Gym, they all have their own page.
Okay.
You can join right on the Instagram. Click through in the link tree and you can join right there and go to the gym the same day. So
How much is like a 1 day pass?
$10.
Okay, and how much is like a month-long membership?
$44.99.
Okay, just
Yeah.
so everybody out there knows.
Yeah.
Go check them out on Instagram.
Yep.
So thanks for being with us today. It was really interesting
you.
hearing your story.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to Torch Talk. If today's story sparked something for you, share it with a colleague, community leader, or future change maker. Until next time, stay inspired, stay intentional, and keep your fire burning.